Welcome to the Fifth Trooper Podcast.
Welcome back to the Fifth Trooper Podcast. We are weekly still, thank God. Today I have Nick and Austin. Wow, brain and shooting down.
We're starting strong.
What's going down? What's up, guys?
What's up, Evan?
Not much.
Pain.
You guys heard anything creeping through the woods lately?
Yeah. You're a raccoon.
Space Vietnam. Have we heard anything about that?
The what?
Have we heard anything about Space Vietnam?
No, Space Vietnam, not yet. But, oh yeah, geez. Man, okay, so Ewoks, we'll talk about them, but like, if I don't get a one-off game mode where they make an official kit where it's Ewoks versus like a couple stormtroopers, I'm gonna riot if I don't get that. Like, just make it a kit, day kit, everyone comes in, brings like a stormtrooper model, and it's like a team against AI Ewoks or something. Like,
yeah,
come on, that stuff writes itself.
Yeah,
but
roll like a black attack die, see what the Ewoks do.
Yeah, sure, why not? But trying a new format, like I do everything new once and then move on if I forget or get bored and my ADHD rattled brain just can't remember. The Fifth Trooper Podcast, Ewoks in this economy. So we've got a little bit of news. They did spoil some cards and showed some new models, so we'll get to that. But first off, if I clicked on the right, hey, Patreon, live free or die. We would prefer to live free, so please continue to give to the Patreon. $1 a month helps a ton. Get access to our Discord and call us up for being like cringe. Get rewards every quarter, and helps us keep us ad free. So
yeah, it's a big contribution to staying ad free because if we have enough patrons on our Discord, we don't do any math.
We do no math, but I hate those like
no addition of any time.
Well, yeah. So what I hate is no addition permanently. What kills me is like I'll be listening to a podcast that I like, and they won't have ads. Then all of a sudden they'll get this podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, and then they say the ad in the podcast, so you can't skip it. And if they're real like tasty about it, they don't even put like the breaks in the YouTube. Like right when you in YouTube, if you're listening to something, it shows they do the chapters. The cool ones will put chapters where the ads are, so you can just skip because they're contractually obligated to do it, and they did it. And they're like, "Hey, I know this sucks, but I need to get that bag." And I get it, but helps us keep us ad free, and you will be a really cool cat. Super cool, double finger guns. We appreciate you, love you, and thank you for listening. Either way, no donations needed. Events I forgot to announce last week because for whatever reason I just forgot everything. No particular order. I just can't be bothered. We got Atomic Empire, North Carolina, June 10th and 11th, 2-day 5-round Swiss event. The Big D Showdown, Dallas, Texas, June 3rd to 4th. This 2-day event. I think that's 6-round Swiss, 5 or 6. All these events now are like 2-day events, so just assume that. ACO Atlantic City, I'll be there. Austin will be there. You can come tell us what you really think about us, but please, I cry easy. June 16th to 18th, 2-day 6 games. Also, finally, FLG did something cool, and Brendan made a mat for the event, and if you buy said mat, he will actually get some proceeds, so you can help Brendan pay him for his time by buying the mat. Now the mat's like $70 or $80, and it looks pretty good. Just know you're helping Brendan from the Inglorious Blasters if you're doing that. Like,
do you need a mat?
I don't, but I don't.
Yeah, well, not you, Evan. You audience.
You the audience. Yeah, no, I don't actually. Good, thanks for asking. But I might do it just to help him out. He also made some STLs for terrain, which is cool. Crucibles somewhere in Florida, 2-day event, September 29th, October 1st. I think it's in Orlando.
It's Orlando.
It's Orlando. Somewhere.
Never heard of it.
I don't know.
It's on the Universal Hilton.
Yes. Also, all three of us will be there.
Yes.
Hopefully. Last ditch, last grasp of a straw to get a World's invite. Please just let me have that, God. So there. Also,
It's gonna be down to us. I'm about to shank you in the parking lot.
That's what it takes. What I gotta do. Hit me with an alligator. Oh, crocodile or alligator? Alligator. Hit me with an alligator. I don't know what happened. He just stabbed himself 47 times and rolled down right into the river with all the alligators. Also, we'll be doing. The plan is we hope be at Disney on Friday to walk around and go see stuff. If you can do that too, that'd be cool. Let us know. Again, we don't have anything like super planned, but maybe we could all go as a big group and go get rowdy in the cantina, and then I can get thrown out of Disney by Mickey Mouse himself. I want him to grab the back of my shirt and like my belt and just do like a 1,
What
2.
What other characters would you accept being thrown out of Disney? Where's the line?
Goofy, Donald Duck, Daisy would be pretty funny.
Any of the big 3 you're in?
Yeah, pretty much any of the big ones. I'd even take a Gaston would be pretty funny.
Okay.
That'd be pretty good. Just like, God, what does this mean? If it's like Chewy, I would just be crying. I'm like, Chewy, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, man. I just got too many, what they call them, like fuzzy tauntauns or whatever they have to drink. Like, don't do it, man. And the Tista Minis event for the 27th of this month sold out. Wowzers. They ended up getting a kit, and I would have gone if I had assured that they got the kit. So sad. I missed out on that because I'm gonna have to run my store one, so I won't get to play it. That's okay. I'm not upset. Also, for all the road warriors out there who keep doing all this traveling, you're the best. The best part of I was gonna say it again. You know, it doesn't matter. It's mean for me at this point.
You're the best part of X-Wing.
The best part of X-Wing weekend is getting to hang out with your friends, and it's just an excuse to go do that. Have a cold one with the boys or girls, and just have a good time to your friends. The toys are just there as a side thing. Did someone say new toys though? Well, man, it's almost like I cut this a little bit.
Wow. It's so organic.
Yeah. Ewoks or the intensive care bears. So they showed some of the models. I've got some less blurry pictures that weren't like used MS Paint
Enhance.
to enhance. Yeah, I've got some better pictures later on. But
you and I have the same diagram supplier. I got you.
All right, that's fair.
I don't know if you guys looked at the most recent article on the blog, but we have similar diagrams. I think we get the same place.
Just like it's like a crappy NFL coach like writing on the tablet, like, and you see right here, that's where the problem is. 4 command cards.
Yeah, I was talking about like having a plan when you come up to a table. Like you look at the list you're playing against, think of a plan. I was like, absolutely do not wing it. Do not go up there and just wing it. Like, I'll see what happens. And like to illustrate it, I purchased a diagram from a very reputable creator, and it was very expensive. It was a picture of a chicken wing with an X over it. So
perfect. Do not wing it. I was hoping you might tie in an MCP, the wing it
tokens,
the Milano token. Yeah, that would have been a good that would be funny.
I was kind of on a Full Metal Jacket kick, and
that's fair.
He talks about chicken wings in there too. It was just like I was watching Full Metal Jacket and eating chicken wings from Publix, which is a grocery store down here in the South. That's
yes, it
those
is.
of you Northerners, I don't know if you guys know about the Mecca of Publix.
Grammar, what's your favorite place?
It's no Piggly Wiggly, but
you know what? Funny thing about Piggly Wiggly, I thought that was a joke. I thought people just said it because it sounded like Southern and like, so it's not accurate, but there's like a stereotype of the South is like, yeehaw, we're gonna go down to the Piggly Wiggly and get ourselves a big gulp and then go to NASCAR. Like, not true, but that's how it's like the jokey.
They exist.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. They exist.
Didn't know that. Yeah, so when I saw it was for real, I'm like, Oh no, the jokes are real.
Down here we got the Buckies. It's a
With the
beaver.
Buckies.
The Buckies, yeah. The
Yep.
logo is a beaver with 2 big buck teeth. It's a gas station that you could buy everything
It's a
from
huge gas
lawnmower to you could buy a lawnmower, you could buy a brisket sandwich, and you could buy a bottle of water and everything in between.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's like what if
You
a
can buy
gas
a full
station
grill.
like ate a small mall?
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good idea. I mean,
yeah, it's
everything's
They
so
do
it's
their
weird.
employees
But
pretty
I mean,
well,
it's not.
too.
That's not even a north. They have them in like Illinois too. I think I've seen one there.
Yeah.
Something similar.
They
We don't-
started in Texas. They're like that's where they came from.
that's where they spread from the disease, spread from Texas.
Texas
Everything in
and
the north is very segmented. Yeah, so we got Wicket and Logray. Wicket's card was spoiled. We won't go over that now. It turns out
We've already
he's
hit that.
amazing for 60 points. He's just keyword soup. I think we just had the back of Logray, and we just know he's got suppressive somewhere. I'm assuming his little beat stick has
Probably.
suppressive. But
I want them to give him an actual magic attack.
yeah, that'd be why not? I mean, and we've got some blurry cards which we get some better pictures of soon. No, these were dropped on May the 5th. So Revenge of the 5th.
Yep.
May the 4th was sadly spoiled by accident by the store, which is that really cool Obi-Wan Kenobi and Vader.
Yeah, Shatterpoint diorama.
Shadow
Right.
Point diorama that looked really cool. I think they said that they're a team or something. Is that right? I didn't quite like.
Well, you can
yeah, you can.
because they're in the same era.
It just bothers me on like a fundamental
It does
level.
bother me too. I don't
Like, I know you have to suspend disbelief when you're playing like Legion to have like Shadow Collective fight like the Rebels or like Clone. It's right, like they didn't exist at the same time. But like your army itself has theme consistency, right? Like there's a reason why Cad Bane isn't in certain things, right? Like he just wasn't there or he wasn't alive or whatever. But it's just like, so you're telling me that Obi-Wan and that Vader would team up to fight like some random Mandalorians in the show that we watched them from that scene is from, was just Vader breaking people's necks to get to him and then watching him roast in a fire. Like,
yeah,
okay, try not to be that guy, but it's like it that just like my little lizard part of my brain just starts screaming. But Ewoks are
Hard agree.
Yeah, Ewoks are gonna be the thing that just, God, they're gonna be good, aren't they? They're gonna be good.
They've got a pretty nice ATS to you here.
Yeah. The ATST the ATST.
Let's hit that when we get to it.
Yeah.
I know there's
more bears.
Yes, bears.
We've seen their card.
There's a ranged weapon.
A couple slings actually.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know what that's going to mean for them.
There's a dude with an axe, and then
that's probably the leader.
A guy with some rope. I guess it's a.
I would think the guy with the horn, the one.
The horn's the leader.
No.
Yeah,
could be.
Horn's probably the leader, and axe is probably the heavy. Just does more damage in melee.
Yeah.
It's like 2 red or something.
I bet.
Do they get a strike
there's-
team? You think?
No.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
You think they get a strike team because there's 2 slings?
It's the same model though. Look at it.
It is, but how do you have 2 if they don't have a range? Would the one and
wait. Okay, so the box. Okay, big tinfoil hat here.
Yeah.
The unit card that we saw is called Ewok Skirmishers.
Yeah.
The box is called Ewok Warriors. Do we think there's a range squad that we haven't seen yet, so you can build them with slings?
Like they did Wookiees, the Kashyyyk Defenders, and the
Okay.
What's the other version of Wookiees? The melee Wookiees.
Warriors, Wookiee Warriors. I think.
Yeah. Like one of them is the Kashyyyk Defenders. Maybe that's the.
Yeah, and the Rebel one is just Wookiee Warriors. Yep. Okay, that makes the price. So the price point's $40. which is
Yeah.
the most expensive core unit we've seen. You do get 8 little teddy bears in it. It would make sense if you got 2 different like units in there, or like you could build them 2 different ways or something, right? I guess.
Yeah.
But that's still expensive because let's say you can run 6. We don't know. Right now, it's the assumption is you can run 6 because that's just how everything goes. But if do some quick math,
$240.
40.
Yeah. How much you say the
240.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're 40 each, and you can have 6 of them.
So that's $240 in just your core, and just Ewoks.
Yep.
So and then that's the ATST is going to be another 60 probably. And then
you're gonna be in like,
long range wicket were 30, I think.
Yeah.
probably, yeah. Like it's
Plus 30 plus 60.
get some tats in there. You're probably around 400.
Yeah, you're
That's
330
like
base.
an entire army ish.
It's so if your store does pre-orders at a discount, maybe do that. Just to try to like hemorrhage that cost. We don't know what they can take. We don't know if you need 6. So that's the thing. Like it's
We
at
know
this
nothing.
point. Yeah, it kind of sucks because they put up the pre-orders, and so because how things go in the current thing is like they sell out, right? Like they'll be gone everywhere. So pre-orders are important if you want it. It's not a video game, like it's a physical product that you get to hold in your hand, so that's good. But how many do I get? Right? Like is this 2 units? Like, Grammar said, like what are we looking at? So we are taking pre-orders on the Fifth Trooper, and I believe we do a 10% off constant.
I think it's around there, yeah.
So 10% off discount. So you can do that through us. And we're also doing the 3x3 mats. So you can get a mat, maybe get a forest mat to go with them. That's cool. But the problem is like normally when we do pre-orders, I just do it all through Jay, right? Because he's my local FLG, I guess, local friendly store.
Mhm.
He's local to me. He's a guy in a garage. Our studio is bigger than a garage, but it's a garage. And so, but like he's like, do you want to pre-order some Ewoks? And I'm like, maybe I don't want to overbuy. Like I overbought.
Jay will be drowning in them. It doesn't matter. Just he's gonna order them all for himself.
I know. I have 3 sets of Pathfinders, and that's you can run 3 sets of Pathfinders. It's not good at all.
That third unit of Pathfinders gets like
real rough.
Well, I didn't know when I bought them. Like they showed the cards, but I wasn't really thinking about them. Like, well, because usually, if a unit comes out, I look and I say, when I do a pre-order for it, I go, how many can I run total? If that's like, except for Dark Troopers, I got 1, and 1 in Gideon because they're just cool. I probably won't get around to even painting them or building them anytime soon, unfortunately. But like I say, how many can I run with this unit, and I order that many in case I feel like playing it later. But with this, I don't know, right? Because you may not be able to. Maybe you only play 4, and then you have to fill in some Rebel unit, like Rebel Core, because it's the Battle of Endor list. I'm assuming,
There's.
So I'm not sure.
It's a battle force, so it's entirely up in the air.
Yeah, it could be anything. But I think that'd be cool if there are 2 units in here. I don't remember the back.
Actually, what we can tell you is that 2 will be a safe bet because we can tell by their card that they're just straight up mercenaries. So any rebel list can take 2.
Yes.
Ewoks
Can they
if you
even
want
go
them.
in rebels though?
They have the little rebel trooper symbol.
Do they have the rebel trooper symbol? Let me see. Let me open up shop to Asmodee.
Just hit the next slide. You got the card up here, don't you?
I do. Oh, and I don't have that card. Because we went over it last week. But new ATST appears. The Prodigal Son returns. And he gets you get the Chewie in it. Which is good because I had that Lupin Chewie. So I can just staple onto mine. But I kind of having one with Weiss sticking out the top's pretty rad. Like
it's
pretty cool. Do I buy a third ATST? Man, maybe.
Probably
feel
not,
like-
but you can hit up someone who does for the
yeah, but you get the open
for the
hatch.
new.
Also, I know it's just cool. Asmodee, shop.asmodee. Shop. I think shop.asmodee, yeah. Shop.asmodee. Star Wars Legion. Shop. Thematic game, nope. New releases. Release calendar, maybe? When are these supposed to be out?
Yeah, it's supposed to be out by the end of June.
Wow, it's next month. Damn. Yeah, I guess this month it's the way they do releases. Yeah, Ahsoka is on the May 19th. So I've got a little while.
I pre-ordered Ahsoka through Fifth Trooper. So.
Yeah, I pre-ordered one a while ago. Heroes are easy because you just need one.
Yeah.
So like I can safely pre-order Wicket and Logray. And okay, crap. Where is it?
That's gonna be hard to figure out, like, until they tell, like, they didn't really tell us much about Ewoks. Like they're either, because like we got one unit card, which I feel like there's gonna be two different types of Ewok units.
Yeah,
It looks
Well, they
like
do
it because
have
we have
those versions.
seen nothing that made sense for a Slain, and they showed 2 Slain models. That's got to be something, right?
Yeah. It's either some sort of like strike, like you're saying, strike team type of thing, or it's a completely different unit of Ewoks. Because like maybe they have a melee one with no range, because like the one that we saw has no range weapons, like period. But they can take a heavy, a personnel, and a talent.
okay, yeah. It not to cut you off. Sorry. It says this pack adds 6 Ewoks and 2 unit cards.
2 unit cards.
2 unit cards. There we go.
8 plastic miniatures, 2 unit cards, 5 upgrade cards, 1 token sheet, 1 insert sheet. So I'm assuming short furred natives of the moon of Endor, Ewoks have readily adapted to their forest surroundings. While Ewoks' short stature may make them seem non-threatening, ignoring them is a perilous choice as they fiercely fight to protect their tribe. They can also be valuable allies to anyone willing to look past their innocent appearance. Also compatible with rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I sent you a Discord thing if you want to pull it open real quick, Evan. That the Ewok skirmishers and Wicket have the rebel
They do, okay.
icon for
Right.
mercenaries on them.
Yeah,
But
okay.
C3PO, the Golden God, unfortunately does not. He's Battle Force only.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it wouldn't make.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Sorry, Austin, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying. So that kind of confirms it. If it's 8 minis, with 2 unit cards, it's probably 2 different types of Ewoks, and you can probably build them with slings or without. So they probably have ranged ones with slings only and maybe no melee weapon, and then ones with only melee weapons.
Okay. I wonder if it's like I assume they're both probably core.
Yeah.
I have to assume there's no like
Yeah.
Who knows?
this product
probably.
this product box is just kill like.
So I feel like you might be wanting 6 of them potentially. Like if
Damn, that's
like
yeah.
that's the thing, right? So if
But holy crap.
like, I think it all depends on what their heavies are and how much they cost.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just don't know.
yeah,
They could be not worth using over, whatever you can put in your other core slot.
Pure Ewok spam, yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I wish this said more.
If they come in around, so like, what's the cheapest? So an 8-man core squad, you could run B1s with just an extra B1, so that's 42, and then the E5
That get you 7. Yes.
would give you 8, and then that would be what total 58 points, because the E5C is 16. So yeah, so 58 points. You get 8 bodies.
Yeah.
And
They don't have low profile.
yeah, exactly. Ewoks are 2 more points, so they would probably be like 60 points for 8 bodies, but they also have low profile. Like that could be like, just as a list archetype, that could be obnoxious to try to chew through. Like intercept, or
Yep, and we know they'll have a lot of surge tokens from 3PO.
Yeah. So they'll probably be 5 up most of the time, right?
Yeah.
It's everyone. I played against a lot of pikes, and like, while I don't love seeing them across the table, which is fine, I don't think they're like OP really anymore.
Yeah.
It feels like you can at least kill them.
Yeah.
Like, they'll at least die. You're making some progress. You're moving, even if it's only 1 or 2 models here and there. Like, I think that's why, like, the Dark Troopers feel bad, because you can shoot and shoot and shoot and like not remove a model, and then you're like, oh man, I'm not getting anywhere. And even with the pikes, even if you're really not getting anywhere, like, you're killing them and it feels like you're killing them, and like the guy's picking them up, and and that's not the right thing you should be shooting at. It still feels like you're playing, right? There's still like that, like, you've got some agency. You're like, oh, he must be upset that I just killed his his pikes, like, there's something there to that. So with Ewoks, you'll always be taking a dodge, right? Like, you just move dodge or something, or have a portable scanner somewhere. So you're gonna have to hit 3. You need over 3 hits, and then you're gonna need over 4 hits most of the time, probably. And then, because you're taking, like, if they're just skirmishers who are just like sitting on objective, they dodge standby or something, and then like hope you get a crit, I guess. Like, but the new ATSD model, I don't think it looks too different. It might be like more detailed. Maybe it's a better sprue. I don't know, but you do get the Weiss and the Chewie at the top. It also comes with the Chewie card, which is in some debate right now.
Yep.
So there's 2 different versions of the Chewie card. One of them, the one that comes in the Wicket and Long Gray, comes with the C3PO card, comes with their command cards, and then comes with Chewie, so you don't have to buy the ATSD if you already own it, which is cool. I appreciate that. That said, if you notice, the Twin Light Blaster says melee to 3 here, but the one on the back of the ATST box says melee to 2. I assume it's 3.
3 makes sense.
Well, yeah, because it matches the actual gun.
It looks like they just baked all the guns in except the mortar launcher.
Yeah.
Got rid of the melee weapon.
Yeah.
But
which is, you can contribute in melee.
Yeah, which is strange. I mean, I think the melee on an ATST is what, 3 red? 4 red?
4
red. So this is 1 extra die by surge to crit. But it's less reliable dice.
Yeah.
It's
also fixed front. It's also fixed front.
Yeah, okay. True. I didn't catch it. So you can't back kick.
You're meleeing it in the sides. It can't even hit you.
Oh man, I didn't even notice that. Good eye.
It can pivot, I guess, but
that sucks. Like, who wants to?
Not if you're behind it.
Yeah. Can't pivot. Oh god. Weak rear. So Chewbacca, let the Wookiee win. 11 hit points. 8 to break. A surge to crit, which is pretty big. That's real huge. White defense dice. Surge to defense, which is good. I mean, the normal ATSD was, but that's still something. Full armor. Okay, cool. I don't mind full armor on white defense dice, because I think that's it. I call it fair armor.
Yeah.
Red defense dice armor always I don't like. But I get it's a tank or something, but feels like if you get a crit in here, there's a chance you get to damage it. Arsenal 2, so you can't do those big blasts that Weiss can, which is good. I think that's fine. It lets Weiss still be cool, have a place. Inspire 3, which is really cool. That's just with a big base, that's huge. That's most of your army will get to take suppression off. Incognito. So this is the one that's caused a lot of debate. It's there, so it gets to shoot at all. I think is my call. In case like he doesn't just get double ion spidered, and like it just doesn't get to play the game anymore. But we were talking before cast with Austin that wonder if there's some way to like abuse that. I don't know.
Not really. It's not like you can't you can't shoot the standbys anyway, so it's not like you can save one for that. It's just it means that he's gonna shoot first.
Yeah,
Chewie takes a lesson from Han, and he's gonna shoot first. And
the big play we were talking about was the possibility of like Brains and Brawn actually like it's Chewie. It says it.
His name is Chewbacca.
It is Chewbacca with a dot. So can Leia shoot her little gun and then he add the double rainbow, or other way around, right? He shoots, and then or however it works.
I think Leia shoots and then Chewie helps.
Okay, so yeah, it's so I mean Impact 3, no Pierce, so like normal Chewie gets Pierce. Well, you get Pierce 1 from her, but normally it was like Pierce 2, Impact 1 or something. And so she'll be
it is rainbow. A slightly better shot, but it's not by that much of a better shot to lose Pierce. So
yeah,
I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong if you can pull it off, but getting Leia a range 2 shot is going to be a little tricky.
Chewie is the one character in the game who comes with command cards that he cannot play alone. He needs a partner with all of them, which I think is awesome, and I wish I'd seen more of that. That's cool. He's always like the wingman, the back-to-back like buddy, and I really in my world system was trying to play Kamikaze with Luke and Chewie because I want to like tenacity 5 dice with Chewie, and then Luke come in and swing out something to like try to ice it. But the Rebel Echo Base 1 pip is just too good. It's too good to not use.
Especially with Operator lurking.
Yeah, exactly. So Chewie's pretty good, and he's 190. And if you build him, so somebody was saying that like,
what does a light blaster grenade launcher?
It comes in like
hammer pilot ATST cost
like 180 something. Hammer, fleet hammer, blaster, grenade launcher, 183.
Yeah, I'd pay 7 points to upgrade to Surge Crit, Incognito, Inspire 3.
Yeah. But that said, he can only be in the battle force. So whereas the
little dots there are both gray, so he cannot.
Yeah. So that's fine. The other bit we got was so they're getting 4 new command cards, Wicket and Long Gray. And one of them, Wicket and Leia. Permanent, Wicket gains teamwork Leia. Permanent. That's really good for anything permanent. Super good. When an mercenary commander issues an order, you may choose a friendly rebel unit at range 1 and something, probably in line of sight. When a rebel commander something. So
when an Ewok commander issues orders to a rebel trooper or rebel unit, something happens. When a rebel commander issues an order to probably an Ewok unit, something happens.
But so permanent's huge. Like
the permanent is attached. Kind of funny. It's permanent on 2 units that have nimble.
Yep.
Yeah.
So whenever one spends a dodge, they'll get it back, and also give the other one another dodge.
So they just stack up hard. Like that's cool. I'm excited to see Leia hit the table again, honestly. Just for Leia to get played. Like I was trying to be like cheesy, like not cheesy, hipstery with my worlds list, more than I already was. And I was trying to get Leia in there. I'm like, no, she's just like the game's like moving past her. Bombardment's pretty good, but with all the red saves, you're shooting at Blizzard Force. Maybe you do a damage on a bike. Maybe they don't take any damage on a HRU. Like Vader's not going to get shot. No impact, so you're just hoping for a crit on Dark Trooper. Like I was just like all things I'd be seeing, clones will just share share dodges, share everything. So like it just feels like you're
Like, so
throwing
just
it away.
dodge crits and dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, if you can get that Leia 1-pip off on the speeder bites, it's pretty good. But outside of that, I had her in some of my lists. It was a very like specific situation though, where I wanted 2 command upgrades for the cheapest possible cost.
Yeah. I mean, she'll do that. Like,
Yeah,
and I think if you want to run Ewoks outside of Battle Force, you take Leia and you take like Underworld Connections, which is weird. That's what you're taking Underworld Connections to get Ewoks on your team. I'm not like super thrilled that that's
hey, look at the face of that Ewok on the 2-pip card.
yeah, he is.
Tell me you didn't find him in the underworld somewhere.
that angry teddy bear. So yeah, those are what they showed. We're hoping so June it says. So we'll get Ahsoka this month. I'll build her. I'm still trying to build that Ahsoka Sabine list. My main problem is actually, speaking of my main problem, boop. Do Rebels have any non-support answer to armor?
But we
Do
just
they
talked
have
about
anything? Yeah, that's not.
They just need like an RP, like a specialist, but like they need an RPS or an H, like some sort of just like, all right, I can put 3, in my core, and it's hedging.
Right now, the best answer for them is to crit spam with vets in terms of like what they can do in the core units. Honestly, I don't think ATRTs really last that long in this in an environment where impact is super common.
Well, that's it sucks because that's their answer, right? Is to bring ATRTs with heavy laser.
Yeah, I mean, past that, you've got things like Ahsoka and Luke.
Yeah, it just, man, if you don't have a decent roll into Dark Troopers, because they roll a red and a white, sometimes Dark Troopers just roll out pretty good with melee, and you just get bonked to death.
Yeah,
and they get to bonk you twice. So you come in, you swing, you kill, and let's say you kill a model and deal a damage. That's probably, if you have impact 2, pierce 2, crit. Maybe you don't roll crit, you just get a lot of hits. And then you just get like the big metal, the meat pounders, and then like round 2 of meat pounders. So it's like, geez. And like to Grammar's point, it's so the answer is like, okay, well, bring ATRTs because heavy laser, they don't get cover. I'm always going to be probably doing 3 to them at range 4. They won't get to shoot me for a little while. Like I can just shoot. But then you run to a guy who's also expecting Dark Troopers, and he brings anti-armor, and he just one-shots your ATRT off the board because they're 6 up, right? Like,
yeah,
they just die. So
if
then
I was
the other
bringing double AAT, I'd love to see those ATRTs.
yeah, right.
Oh,
You're just
yeah,
like,
come
wow,
on,
free dinner.
bring them.
Then I played once against Grammar with a double airspeeder. Then they just die like as soon as like they get in range. Then the answer is bring 2 1.4 cannons or something, but then they can't move, and if you get a bad table, they don't get to shoot either. It's just like I envy like Shadow Collective's impact grenades, the not impact but the magdet. I envy the B1 rocket launcher. I envy the clone RPS. I envy the HH12. Where am I right now? That I'm like, oh man, HH12, that's pretty good. God, I wish I had an HH12 in my army. Like,
Aside from like Anakin, saber throw, fire support, Empire has the best answer to all of its top lists. Like all the top lists are, and the answers are found within the Empire faction,
which is just a bummer. Yeah, I've been stuck because I want to play it because teamwork's fun. Like you get a lot of movement out of it. Like the family reunion, so they each get a move after they do their thing. So you can like get Sabine set up for a good explosions next turn. You can you don't necessarily need burst of speed in Ahsoka because of all the movement stuff you got. You can kind of close the gap in interesting ways. You use Ahsoka's Guardian card. and you might not even Guardian. You're just giving units dodges when you're getting shot at, and Ahsoka gets some dodges, teamwork, like it all like it feels good. Like there's something there, but because that specter of death looms above me, I have to bring something to deal with them, and anything I bring is like gonna get mulched. So I've got my the bloop tube, the impact 1 range 2 shotgun.
Yep.
Or the one I was trying to make work for a little while, the MPL 57 Ion, which is a tap. It's a tap, and you shoot
impact
once.
1, so they
Impact 1.
Yeah.
That was cost at 32 points. 32 point. I don't even want it for 17. Like that's how like it's crazy. Like because you shoot it once, maybe by the grace of God you get like that hit gets through, and then the Dark Troopers or the AAT is like, okay, well I just won't aim, I guess. You just get greased anyway. It's like anything you can shoot with that can just mulch you right back. So it's like I don't like the just
I think
roll
you're
crits and pray.
well, just roll crits.
Yeah, that's kind of where it's at. And I'm like, okay, I mean,
You got crit 2 guns on your Victoria units. Live where you live.
but it's live where you live.
I was hoping that would just fly by. I'm like, that almost sounded profound.
Yeah. As you put 2 AATs on the table, like, yeah, no, you should really try the MPLS. Let's see how it works for you. Let me put these right here. I remember you 2-shot one of my airspeeders, and I'm like, nope, this isn't happening. Like, you're like anti-armor shell, and I'm like, Wedge, the best pilot in the galaxy, is dead. Okay,
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Every time I think of, so I just had to watch episode 1 again, just introducing the girlfriend to it, going through it chronological order. And there's this scene when all the N1s are flying out of the hangar. One of them just like kind of in like the lower right of the screen just gets blapped by an AAT. Just sitting outside the hangar, just waiting for him. Oh, goes through my head every time. Just
I mean,
that away, bam, and just down.
It's
I was gonna say you want a hot take.
Yeah.
The AAT might be the single most important unit in the Separatist faction right now.
That's why I took 2 of them to Worlds.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
There's a problem with that list though. It does not do very well when the last 2 cards in the flop are recover the supplies and hostage exchange.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That did not expect that. Did not go well.
I think even 1 tank is like very worth it. It can just do everything, right? You're like, I need anti-armor. You just slap a AP shell on it, and it's like 10 points or something, and then like that's your hedge, right? Like because it's good. What the it has base? Is it impact 2 base or
impact 1?
Impact 1, crit 2, but like
that's it. Yeah.
With AP shells on an AAT with an aim, if you're shooting into armor, you're probably forcing 6 saves.
Yeah,
like, I mean, it's highly unlikely. You're gonna have impact 4, crit 2, and like it's very likely you don't force 6 saves.
And tanks should be scary. Like my guys, when I put them on the table, should see an ATST, an AAT, a saber tank, go, oh crap! Like, what are we gonna do to deal with that, right? And that's the problem with armor before, where you can just kind of ignore it, like, and then now they've like the dial's been turned up where it's like you can't ignore it.
I still think that is generally the right play.
Yeah,
is to just try to limit its effect.
Just weather the storm.
Yeah.
It's but I think with like
Cohere minis, like, all right, you can shoot this with 1 guy, and you can only see 1 guy. And
you kind of just try to feed stuff to it, so at least
even hide completely if you can. Just
it's
tank shooting you for 6 turns is a lot worse than 2 tanks shooting you for 3 turns.
Yeah. It's so I think it's like AAT is a very good unit, and I feel like it's pretty fair. Like against certain lists, it feels very unfair. But I feel like
high velocity, the double stack does hit some lists pretty hard.
But it's got the thing where like it can't hide. So it's gonna get shot by whatever wants to shoot it all the time. It's probably not getting cover. And like it'll roll blanks. Like it's 50-50s. Maybe it has a surge from AT, but I don't see an AAT and I go, oh god, here we go again. It's not like I don't get that feeling. I'm like, how do it feels more like a puzzle piece I need to solve other than a just mallet that's gonna like you're gonna line my units up on a board and just Gallagher smash them with a mallet, and I'm like, okay, thank you. All right, here's my next troop. There's Luke. I spent an hour. Okay, thanks. Like, I get like it's a different feeling, but tank's very good. Oh yeah, we did get a bit of news in the stream for Shatterpoint. Points update maybe at the end of May? Question mark.
Hopefully,
points can't get higher. Please, can I play comp again, please? I just want a reason to want to go to a competitive tournament again, like at all. I didn't want to go to ACO, but Brendan's running it, and I want to go support a friend, and it's a world invite, and just go. But like, man, do I just not want to play high-end Legion right now? It's not a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, not a very widespread problem, fortunately. Most local scenes, I don't think, really have this issue.
No, but local stuff. Like I had a new guy show up Friday at my local store. It's normally Star Wars Night Friday, and I brought Onslaught and like a game I'm reviewing, this little D&D scribble game, and he showed up with an ATS. He's like, "You guys play Legion here?" And I'm like, "Where'd you come from? Like, who sent you?" I'm like, I thought like he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm new to the area. Heard this Legion." I'm like, yeah. No, next week I'll bring my stuff. Like, what do you want to play? He's like, "Oh, I'm pretty new. I don't know." I'm like, amazing. So that means I can bring like just whatever stupid junk I want and like just kind of push it forward and like not have to like be like see like 4 speeder bikes go down Op Vader and like 2 HRUs and be like, oh my god, here. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I hear this is good.
Yeah. You just had an
What are
ATS.
you gonna do if he just rolls up? He's either got like Blizzard or Double Darks, and he's just
I'm a big Mando fan. Dark Troopers are my favorite unit, so I've got 2 of them.
Because to me, I'm like, here's Mandalorian with Grogu and Old Man Boba Fett, and it's just like the Sheen from the show where they're back to back fighting, and then like he brings 4 speeders into Op Vader. I'm like, well, all right, this has been fun.
Did you have to go to Damon?
No,
this coming.
Yeah, this is coming Friday. I gotta bring my stuff. He was very kind and humored me and played Onslaught with me. And he played the Dungeon Scrawlers. That's in the back of my car right now. But yeah, I'm like, hey, just show up next week. I'll have some stuff. We can play like a fun game. He's like, don't take it easy on me. I want to like learn. I'm like, that's fine. You can be competitive. You can play hard with like not optimal stuff. You just make the right moves. You range bands. You know the drill. Like, and so I just was so happy just to find someone who just like, I just like Empire and I like dewbacks or something, right? Or like I like E-webs and I brought 3 E-webs because I think they're neat. And I'm like, bless your heart, child. Oh, my sweet summer child. I can't. Yes. All right. What do you want to play? You want me to bring 1 Tauntaun and 1.4? You got it. All right, here we go. Like,
do a Hoth.
Yeah, just 2 1 airspeeder, 1 Tauntaun. Oh, that's what I should do. Do Commander Luke, 1 airspeeder, 1 Tauntaun, and just some vets, and just make it like 8 acts and not great, but like,
yeah,
at least it'll look cool. And like, I get to play some fun cards. All right. The more I think about that, yeah, okay, that sounds pretty good. But yeah, I had put what do we want to see from points. So besides the 2 big Blizzard Darks, okay. What besides those, what do you want to see? I'll give you each a shot here. Austin, what would you would like to see change?
I like seeing things get as a opposed to like I don't like nerfs.
Yes, agree.
Because that means something's flying too high above the curve. So I would like to see some of the lesser played things brought down in points, which brings them up in value. So like Grievous, Obi-Wan. I actually wouldn't mind to see like a 5-point increase in Anakin. I think Anakin might be a little too cheap.
Yeah,
but
he does a lot for his points.
and he didn't get his points readjusted after he got the buff cards.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see Op Vader go up in points a little bit, but like most of what I want to see are bringing other things up in value, which means lowering their points or giving them, small keyword updates or command card updates, etc. I actually think like my personal favorite character in the game, like favorite unit play, is Dooku. I actually think Dooku could he's really in like not a great spot right now. I mean, you can play him in Asajj, but you just get a bad taste.
But yeah,
there's not enough meat to that list.
Yeah, like where he's at right now, he should probably come down to like 185, 180 maybe even.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because he really suffered from the deflect change. Like he has no defense at all.
And he's the duelist.
Yeah.
Right. He's supposed to be the best duelist, like period. Like there's whole books written about him, about how good he was, right? And the fact that
and his apprentice has Makashi now. Like it's like, all right, well, Makashi now doesn't cost 220 points. Now it costs 170.
Yeah.
With size. I would just like to see him get a little bit of help. I'd like to see Commander Luke get a little bit of help. I'd like to see what else are we looking at? Rex. Rex is kind of like not really being seen. I think Rex has served his sentence. I think he's time out enough. What else? Let's look on the shelf. Look on the shelf behind us. Oh, Rebel Mandos.
Yo, geez.
Yeah, Mandos need some help.
Dewbacks. I would not put a Dewback on the table right now with all this impact running around.
No, yeah.
I actually think Dewbacks are fine. I mean, they've only got armor 1, so impact will probably not matter unless you get that weird area where you've actually got enough impact to cover all of your hits.
Yeah,
which happens, but it's not that common. I'm on the opposite side. I actually don't. The way Legion is now, I want games to get a little bit smaller, so I kind of want points to go up. But yeah, I think I just hit. There are a few things that definitely even need decreases in that. Rebel Mandos probably for one. As far as what should go up, yeah, I think I don't want to hit like speeder bites or anything. Like I think they're fine outside of Blizzard. Probably Boba Fett could use a bump. Op Vader could use a bump.
Yeah.
Darks, obviously. I'm trying to think of something that I'd say not Empire that hasn't been brought up. Anakin.
Garnicus could come down.
Garnicus could come down. I'll out myself a little bit here as a CIS player. I think the E5S should go up a point. It's too close to the E5C right now, and it just completely outshines it.
Yeah, because the crit there's so much.
It's range 4. It's got crit.
Yeah. Yeah, you can at least poke with it. Yeah, it's like. I think the guns on the infantry support platform could come down a little bit, maybe 5 or 10 points or so. They already suffer enough.
Yep.
They already suffer from this board's got a lot of buildings.
Yeah,
not shooting.
Should the Clone Commander go up?
Clone Commander, I think.
Was he already at 55?
He's 60 now.
60, I think.
60?
Yeah, he's 60. I think
he's fine 60.
Well, the problem is Drek's just too good. I think if you gave Drek to Rex direct like phase 2 or something, or direct
I think Red should have direct ARC Trooper.
yeah, or something, just some way to hand out tokens. I think the need for clone commander isn't like every time I build a clone list, I'm like, oh, I gotta have a clone commander. I don't want it. I have to have it so you can hand out that order each turn. Like give it to fives, and fives get somebody else, right? Like just to get some control. But I hate having to take a clone commander, and I hate that if I had a choice between Captain Rex and clone commander, I'm always choosing clone commander because he'll get to do something every turn, like bolster and then direct.
Bolster
And that-
direct is a hell of a drug.
That sucks. that sucks. Like Cody is a good like representation where I would take Cody over clone commander in most situations because he's got stuff
And you're
he can
paying
do.
40 extra points for it.
Yeah, and like that's the tax of like a hero and like a better gun and search crit and all this.
I don't know. I think Clone Commander, even at 60, is probably like stand out the best of the generic commanders. So I could see him.
Oh
taking
yeah,
another hit if we're looking at specifically things that could increase. I think
mean,
he's
like-
on the list towards the bottom.
he's supposed to be like the best of the generics though, right? Like that's his
Yeah,
job. It's again, it wouldn't be bad if Rex had direct arcs or direct whatever, or it could be like direct fives. Like,
Yeah.
hey, if you have to give this to fives. I'm like, cool, that's thematic, right? Like, or Echo, fives or Echo, like you pick one and you give it to him. Then you can do your chain if you want to, and that feels like they're the Battle Brother bond, like they really want to push with the clones, like they're giving to name character. Okay, besides Plo Koon, nobody cares about generic clone model, but you care about fives, Boyle, Waxer. Oh, actually, I reached out. That just a spark in my brain just fired off. I reached out to AMG, and they were kind enough to get back to me about who drew the art for Boyle. And let me pull that up. I just want to give him a shout out because that's some of my favorite Legion art. Dan Watson. Okay, so presentation over. See you, we'll get another one next week probably. Dan Watson. Where is his?
that is probably not him.
No. No, that's not him. Whoops. First Dan Watson arts. Here we go. Yes. Okay, Dan Watson art. So yeah, he does art for FFG and AMG. So he did like, this is one of my favorite pieces of Legion art. Because it hits home for me a little bit because it's like I've always wanted to make a Boyle and Waxer like adventure in Legion to represent the episodes they were in, because they were kind of cool one-off characters that didn't really get a whole lot of time. So that's super rad. And if you want to send them an email and just say, hey man, thanks. I know a lot of people liked it too, so you finally found the guy. Do not ask him to buy prints of it. He can't sell them. He can sell prints of everything but the Star Wars IP stuff that he does. So, but you can send him a, hey, you know what? I like your art, man. But yeah, cause I'm like, immediately I got it. I'm like, sell me some art. I want that Boyle on my wall. But yeah, so that's cool. And thank you, AMG, for doing that. It took like I honestly forgot I sent the ask out. It was like a month before I got a return. But
yeah,
they got back to me and that was cool. But sorry, my brain just said Boyle. My brain just like a bunch of synapses just exploded. I'm like, oh yeah, hey, wait a minute.
This to me was like a really powerful moment in the show because like
yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. When him and Waxer were rescuing the little Twilight girl, and it was what, like episode 7?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty early.
Yeah, it's such a parallel, not a parallel. It's like such a complete opposite of how the clones end up, and it's like
Yes.
such
Oh,
a
yeah.
stark contrast from like they're helping this little girl, and then like all of a sudden, like it really drives home like the magnitude of like Order 66 with the clones. It's like you see them, gunning down Jedi and and other people, but like here, like Waxer and Boyle are like helping this little girl and like holding like her toy for her, and it's just like such a sharp contrast between what the clones end up becoming, and it really reinforces like the whole. I love the prequels. I have a special place in my heart for them. They are not perfect. They are by
Yeah,
no means.
yeah.
No.
But it's like it is really like a tragedy, like to look at how not just the Jedi, but like the galaxy was essentially fighting a losing war the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. Right.
the clones were this loyal and like good, and their moral compass was like pointing straight, and then all of a sudden just like poof, one evil mastermind plan comes to fruition, and that's it. It's like it's over that quickly. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
And this piece of art like really like that's what it tells me when I look at it. It's like it's bringing back that feeling of like when I first saw the episode. I was like, man, you guys really are heroes. They
right.
just
Like
kinda,
it's they're the good guys, right? Like that's the they're the definitive good guy, right? Like, and that scene, like this one, like hero saving children hits me weird. Like when people cared about Overwatch. Oddly enough, before Overwatch came out is when people really cared about Overwatch, because of like all the heroes were like they released those like trailers for each one. So you got
Yeah.
like cool, like the Soldier 76 one where he saves a child, like jumps on the grenade to save the kid, was like really cool. Like it made me love Soldier 76. I'm like, oh, he's like like the hardened veteran, but he's still like he's a good guy, right? Like that's the and so
Yeah.
stuff like this is really cool. But yeah, send them an email, say, hey man, thanks. Because I'm sure in the world where AI art is looming and nothing you do will be cool anymore. Like it's just like God, it's so I use AI. We use Bard on the podcast a while ago to ask questions, and I use it like as a tool for work. But it gets scary the amount it can just like replace. And so when someone does something cool, I'm sure a hey, thanks, would go a long way. But that said, let's land this T-47. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll get some more news. I thought they did some hinting that there might be some more reveals. It's probably time for them to start releasing all
Probably
Ewok
the
stuff.
instant we close out of this podcast.
Oh yes, Sunday night at 10:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll get a weird tweet that's like, oh yeah, here's the Paddle Force suckers.
It's only 7:33 their time though, because they're on West
Yep.
Coast.
Oh, that's true. They just might be mad lads.
Still time.
But all right, everybody, thanks. Appreciate you watching and continuing to tune in. If you have any questions or comments, please ping me on the Discord. I will respond as soon as my paws can type. And I want you all to have a great day. And everyone, stay rad.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Join us next week for another edition of the Fifth Trooper Podcast.
This has been a Fifth Trooper production.